everybody. Welcome back live at Drew's house. Joppa afternoon drive from the studios in Newburyport. Hope you're all doing all right out there as we cruise our way through January. I hope everybody's healthy and doing all that stuff through this pandemic. That will be gone at some point. I'm going to begin every show by saying that now. The nice glass half full. This thing will be gone soon. At some point, there will be life after the pandemic. But hopefully you're all doing okay and your families are not being hit too hard by this virus that everybody seems to be getting. And, you know, I certainly know plenty of people with it. But anyway, let's get to the fun part. This is a music show for me today. Very excited about that. We're actually in a streak of music shows right now. And you know I love nothing better than that. Again, bringing back a friend who I'm trying to think of the last time I had David Corson on the show. David, how are you? Good to see you, man.
I'm doing pretty well. I think it's been...
Pre-pandemic, right?
Yeah, it was... probably 3 years ago.
3 years ago. It feels kind of like yesterday.
It honestly might have been. It might have been like January of the fateful year. Honestly,
it could have been. You could have been one of the last musical guests.
I think that might have happened.
Yeah, well, man, it's good to have you on. I remember I became a big fan of yours when you did this show. I've followed you as you play places around here, and I always like kind of watch the videos people take and I go, he sounds great there. So that's always fun. But you've been playing a lot, or
this summer was like crazy.
Yeah.
Probably the most I've played any summer. I started working with a new booking agent, and like I was playing maybe 5 shows a week.
Wow.
So it was getting
almost too much. You got a big voice over there.
It was kind of too much, but it was it was good. I got a lot of different new spots to play at. I made some money.
Sweet, man. Do you get to tell the agent at some point, you know what, I need a breather here?
I basically did. I'm taking like a little bit of a break right now and like just playing every once in a while. So like this week I got this and that's pretty much it.
Well, we thank you for clearing your schedule for us.
I had so much going on. So.
We appreciate that. No, that's fantastic. Is that Michael Bernier? Is that the?
So Michael Bernier, I used to work directly with him, but I started this past summer.
Who's overworking you? That's what we need.
This guy Paul Costley, I was working with in the summer, and it's very like a business like to a T. Which is different from what I worked with Mike, because Mike's like my friend and he just kind of, it is a business, but he would kind of send me stuff directly instead of this guy would just like, you'd send him your dates and he would just be like, all right, you're playing here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So
it's a little bit more stressful.
What's the favorite venue around here? What's your favorite room to play besides this one? I know everybody loves this room. I know.
I do. I love Newburyport Brewing Company.
Do you? Yeah.
It's like
indoors or outdoors?
Both. I played I think twice this summer there, and I'm doing every other month there. Every other, I think the first Thursday of February.
Oh, nice! You get a little regular gig there.
Yeah.
So you made a fan out of Chris Webb, then, is what that means.
Well, I've been playing there since I was 18.
Wow.
When it like
can't even drink at 18.
Exactly. So they actually, when it opened up, Michael Bernier was the music guy there.
Oh, he was. Okay.
So he'd book everything, and I was just kind of starting out, and he'd book me there, and then eventually, I think I played there for like a year, and then they were like, oh, you can take your beer home, and I was like, oh, I'm only 19, and they were like, uh-oh. So then I didn't get to play there again until I was finally 21.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So it makes sense. They don't want to, get themselves screwed over, because I easily could have been like, give me some beer, and then they would be. You
weren't even doing that. You were honest.
I just wanted to play. That
is too funny. So, there's a little romanticism of that being one of your first gigs, though, and you kind of learned the on stage thing too. Then.
Yeah. I was definitely more confident back then, I would say.
Really?
Which is weird. Yeah. Well, it's because there was like this kind of like nothing to lose. I was young, kind of like just playing whatever I had. I hadn't realized,
I can understand
certain audience things, and I don't think I really knew what I was supposed to be playing.
Yes.
And now I do. now I'm like, the crowd is starting to fade away. I got to play some AC/DC or something.
Oh yeah, no, please. You don't have nothing against AC/DC, but there are certain people that just can't you get those people that still yell, play.
It's funny, because the reason I like playing Newburyport Brewing Company so much is that people go there because they appreciate music. You know, like
Yeah.
they go there because they want to hear music, not because they want to hear specific music.
They
Like,
don't
I
have to
could-
sing Freebird. Yeah.
exactly. Like people love to hear like the stuff that they
Yeah.
know, but they are very good about me playing like originals and like songs that I kind of want to play.
Yeah.
So that's what's I think the most fun. There are a lot of gigs where I'm like, I have to play, all
Crowd pleasers.
yes, the crowd pleasers, which
Yeah.
are fun if the crowd is into it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I play a whole 3-hour set of crowd pleasers and no one is pleased. Everyone's like,
You guys are not going to be pleased by anything. Well, speaking of that, you want to play one? Get us rolling here.
let's see, yeah.
It's been a little while. It's I don't know. You probably don't even remember how the room sounds after.
I don't even know if I remember how to play half my songs. We'll see what happens.
You know what you're gonna do here, or you?
I think so.
You got a set list, or are you winging it? You were kind of a wing it kind of
I
guy.
usually
weren't you?
wing it, but I think I know like a good first song to start off on. That
All right. You going pre-story, or you just launch it in?
this is kind of a song that I wrote, and it's not like a lot of my songs are about like someone or something.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like an accumulation
Okay.
of different stories about people, different love stories, and yeah, it doesn't have like an insane amount of meaning to me, but I just really enjoy
All
playing
right.
it. I usually start a lot of my sets with it.
Well, here you go, David Corson on Japa Afternoon Drive.
Turn it back around. I don't want to see you leave. Can't wait to hear the sound of you falling back to sleep. Turn out the lights. I think it's time for you to be seen. Oh, we've had our fights, but we always seem to come out clean. Didn't you notice my heart it beats? Didn't you notice the beat of living free? Oh, so sweet, so sweet. So sweet, so sweet. The way you love me. Put your mouth on mine. Wanna taste your lips. I can't seem to find a place where you are perfect. Didn't you notice my heart it beats? Didn't you notice that we are living free? Oh, so sweet, so sweet. So sweet, so sweet. So sweet, so sweet. The way you love me. You love me. The time it takes a toll on the ones we used to know from way back in school. When you were young, you thought being cool was all you needed, but all you need is love. Oh, so sweet, so sweet. So sweet, so sweet. Oh, and it's so sweet, so sweet. Oh, and it's so sweet, so sweet. me.
Woo! Nicely done, David Corson.
Thank you.
And welcome back. There we go. Room sound just like you remember it.
It sounds amazing. Sounds great.
It's a good sounding room. We tend to get. I do brag about the room because we tend to get good feedback.
I mean, I love being able to hear myself.
Yes, that's always nice, isn't it? And you don't even get the people yelling for the free bird like we talked about.
Exactly.
It sounded great, man. I like that song. That's
Thank
good.
you so much.
Is that a fairly new one, or is it
No, that's
an old one?
I guess like 4 years now.
Yeah.
I don't know. COVID time has.
Yes, I know.
I don't really know.
So 4 for you is
It seems like
it's
it was
not new.
It seems like it is new, but it is.
You've been writing since you were like 18, right?
Yeah,
Younger maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, since. Yeah.
I think that
I don't
still
really-
might count as a new song.
I don't really. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not really sure when I started writing. I'll tell you right now. I have songs that I wrote when I was in high school that I still play.
Yeah.
But there are definitely ones that I wrote that there's no way.
Yeah, you grow out of them.
I mean, they're not good.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I wrote one about, like, Batman when I first started playing.
It's for a different audience.
Exactly. I was, like, 12 years old, and I was like...
You know, it's funny. I talk about him a lot because, you know, he's my favorite. But, you know, Bruce Springsteen has his latest album. I believe this is his second. I try not to drop the Bruce references because people are like, there he goes again. But it's a good story that plays off of that. On his most recent album, he went back and found 2 songs that he had written for his first album.
Wow.
And his writing was just a lot different on those 3 albums. It was scatterbrained. It was fast. It was, you know, he learned to be a different writer on Born to Run.
Born to Run, okay.
Well, that's when he became a different writer.
Yeah.
But Greetings from Asbury Park and that stuff at the beginning was all like kind of New York City, like, you know, boom, boom, like fast. It was, you know, spitting lyrics. And he's like, you know, I think, what did he say? It was it was a really good story, actually. Bob Dylan, who was his idol, said that Springsteen, I like him, he's good. He's just going to make sure not to use up every word in the English language, which was kind of like a backhanded compliment. So I guess Bruce was like heartbroken by it because he was like, oh no,
God.
Bob like thinks I'm like too many words. He's probably right. And he like kind of got in his head, and he did become kind of a different writer. But he like went back and rediscovered some of that work, and he's like, some of those songs are damn good. And he recorded them now at 70.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I'll go back into like my voice memos, and I was actually at the bar the other night, just like by myself, going through voice memos, like because I'll just sit down and, you know, improv a song, and then most of the time, if it doesn't catch me right then I don't really go back to it. But I found a couple that I'm like, whoa, like I can take a part of that one and part of that one and make it an actual song. Hopefully.
That's a real. Everybody's doing that now. Huh? It's a great idea. Just the iPhone tools. Just don't forget that lyric. That's a good one.
That is like the only thing I really use now is that. It's like the best way, and the iPhone has like a great microphone. So I just use that. But a lot of the time I forget to go back and listen to them. But I'm starting to try to do that now.
Night at the bar by myself. That's what we're doing.
I've been playing so many shows that like the whole writing thing just doesn't really. It hasn't caught me. Yeah. Like the last song I fully wrote was in July, which I think is the longest it's been since I've fully written a song.
Really?
Ever.
And there's a lot of opposite stories of that because with the pandemic and I mean, we're not in hard quarantine anymore, but there was an explosion of writing. I think people stuck at home.
I wrote a ton when it first.
The hard quarantine.
Yes. Yeah. When I was, you know, most of the time playing video games, but then I would, you know, go just sit and drink and write music, and I wrote some good ones, but for some reason it's just I've been focused on learning covers and stuff like that,
playing out so much,
exactly. So I'm trying.
You make promises, right? Like somebody tells you, you know what, next time I'll do it, and you're like, better have that one next time.
Yeah, literally. But the last one I wrote was. I really like it. I want to record it definitely. It's
a great tune.
Yeah, it's I have a bunch that I'm trying to record. I probably have 100 songs.
Yeah.
Never been recorded.
Nice. It's got nice build. I mean, I won't critique the songs. I hate it when people do that, but it's got that nice build up that kind of gives those little chills a little bit. You know.
A lot of my songs, I like to do that because if it's the same the entire time, then it's boring. It's just me and an acoustic guitar. So
kind of my thing, he says. David Corson joining us here live live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope everybody is doing well out there as we roll on through January. Hope 2022 is off to a good start for most of you. Not most of you, for all of you. I probably mean most of you.
Only a little
yeah,
bit.
There's probably a few people.
Some of you guys, maybe not.
We won't name names. Oh, that's so bad. But anyway, hope everybody's doing well out there. What has been the it was video games, the pandemic activity that wasn't music?
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was like nothing to do. I didn't leave my house for the first.
You were obeying the rules. Of what you were doing.
we left the house to go to the liquor store.
Yes, I think liquor stores did okay through all this.
And then I don't think I left the house. I actually got a really cool opportunity after like the main like stay in your house, do not leave thing. There was this cool new bar that one of my buddies was basically like when the pandemic happened, they were working on it. And so they like started, building this really cool outdoor bar. And so he called me up and was like, hey, you want to come check this out? And I was like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I haven't been out of my house in forever. And so I went there and I ended up playing there all summer.
Oh, nice.
And
this is just like a backyard bar?
It's called Instabar. Well, it was called Instabar. And it's like this cool outdoor bar where there's like murals and stuff and people could take photos and
it's around here?
Yeah, it's in Hampton.
Oh, cool.
It's called Shane's Backyard Bar now.
Oh, okay.
But it's a cool experience, and I was able to, make some money, and I was fully away from everyone, which is good. I didn't mingle with the people, but it was definitely like a good thing to get me back. Because I even before the pandemic started, I was kind of getting like a little tired of playing shows because I've been doing it since I was 18, and like.
Probably needed a break.
Yeah,
you would have liked to have chosen it. I'm sure.
No, so the break I lost my day job. They closed down because they were like I worked at a juice bar on a college campus, and they were like, we can't.
Yeah.
There's no. But yeah, so I just spent probably 3 months just playing music and
music and video games.
Yeah, video games.
My cousin just actually had COVID, and he takes very like just if he once thought that he had COVID and didn't, and quarantined for like a week. He's that kind of guy. But he actually had it this time, so he went into a hard quarantine. No, not even with his girlfriend or anything. And he dropped the line yesterday to me. Now that he's out, he dropped the line yesterday to me at lunch. He said, "I believe I'm the best video gamer in the world now."
Honestly, that was me because I live with 5 other dudes, and we all got it like a month ago.
Oh yeah.
And around Christmas time, and it sucked because like 2 people got it, so they had to quarantine.
Yeah.
So we're all like, still all of us kind of quarantining, and then I got it, and then another person got it. So it was like this like week.
Yeah.
But now
the house is shut down for a while.
Like exactly. It was like New Year's, and we were like, well, I mean, we're kind of out of our quarantine, but like we should probably still stay in. It was not great.
I'll refresh my message from the beginning of the show. We will be out of this someday
Hopefully
soon.
soon.
I know. Hopefully it's the last winter. I don't know about you, man. I was doing. I guess I didn't do any shows from here last winter. We were completely shut down here. We've just kind of still started getting back in the studio a little bit. But still, I'm still doing some shows from my kitchen. But
I've tuned in. I tuned into the
thank you.
The Will Daly one.
Will Daly,
he's a buddy of mine.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Great guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's gonna come on at some point actually.
Really?
I got him hooked in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a buddy of Michael's. So
cool.
I met him through. I guess I met him years and years and years ago when I was a little child.
I stumbled upon him. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how I find most people, right? Yeah. But he's awesome. Yeah.
He kills it, and he told me his story about. I don't know if he told you the story about him on I think it was Capitol Records or something, and
I don't know if I got there.
And or CBS Records, and he hated being on thing where they were like, you can't put out music unless we say
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
And then he put out that Sunken Ship,
Yep.
National Throat album after that, and the whole thing's about not wanting to be
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a record label.
That's such a great renegade artist. I love
Yeah.
those stories. He didn't tell me specifically that, but he did. He has great lines that will always stick with me. I remember he goes, people will come up to me all the time, and you can understand it after listening to his music, and performances are great. And he said, I can't believe you're not bigger. I'm so sorry you're not bigger. And he goes, I don't need to be
Yeah,
bigger.
you don't want to.
Yeah, it's like I got you.
He
I'm
gets to
good.
play with Eddie Vedder. Like,
Yeah. It's great. When I interviewed him, he was doing great work for the New England. I don't want to get it wrong. New England Musicians Relief Fund.
Oh, really?
For raising money for struggling musicians, which
I
was
probably
a
should
very
have been on that.
well. Yeah, I think you gotta do paperwork for that. You were doing video games.
I know. I was playing way too many video games. I did not become the best gamer.
You can challenge him at least. My cousin, yeah. You got another one in your back pocket there? You want to take it away?
I think so.
All right. This is fun. Again, David Corson joining us here live at Drew's house. Joppa Afternoon Drive from the studios in Newburyport. So thrilled to be back here doing some music shows. And David Corson, for the first time, we've been trying to figure out. It's been first time since the pandemic I've had David on the show.
We'll definitely have to look at the. I have a feeling it was like right before.
Right before you, I'm kind of curious to know if you were.
I feel like I'm one of the last ones, if not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably had to be because it was definitely in studio.
It was in studio.
And once the pandemic started, we weren't back for a while, so.
It was.
So here you are. What are we playing?
This is a song called California,
No.
and it's a sad song.
Okay. Is it about warm weather? Because that would be
No.
It's very cold out.
It's about. What is it? It's about missing someone that's gone, that's left.
Okay.
A girl. I'm guessing I can't swear.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can change it. I can change it.
That was the.
Yeah.
Don't you love it how I thought about it?
Yeah,
And Sarah yells Sarah Blackstone, by the way, our wonderful producer. Thank you, Sarah, and Sarah Hayden in the house. You gotta remember to say hello to the team. And David Corson here live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
Always chased a dream. Thought I'd come out clean. Thought I'd erase you from my dreams. I drove out to your house, hoping you'd come out. But I know you don't live there no more. You moved away to California. Me, you know I can't afford that. You left my heart in tow. How I wish you didn't grow. How I wish that I could call you up and tell you all the things in my mind. I like the way your eyes light me up. Make me feel like I'm on fire. Every time I think about your smile, it brings me closer to the sun. Maybe we could sit and talk for a while and tell me all the things you've done, and tell me how I messed this up. Always looking back, living in the past. But you and me were never meant to be. No, you and me were never meant to be. Oh, how I wish that I could call you up and tell you all the things in my mind. I like the way your eyes light me up, or make me feel like I'm on fire. Or every time I think about your smile, it brings me closer to the sun. Or maybe we could sit and talk for a while. And tell me all the things you've done. Tell me how I messed this up. And tell me how I messed this up. And tell me how I messed this up. You moved away to California. Me, you know I can't afford that. You left my heart in tow. How I wish you didn't go. How I wish that I could call you up and tell you all the things in my mind. I like the way your eyes light me up, or make me feel like I'm on fire. Or every time I think about your smile, it brings me closer to the sun. Or maybe we could sit and talk for a while. Tell me all the things you've done. Tell me how I messed this up. Tell me how I messed this up.
Nicely done, David Corson here, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Very nice, my friend.
Thank you.
Very nice.
This is sad.
I know. You know me, I like sad.
I'm big into the sad music.
We ended the I had a Christmas show with I don't know, do you know Charlie Carozzo, great local artist?
Sounds really. Oh wait, yes, I think I do. Yes.
Kind of longer haired guy, great musician, and he gave me the choice. He goes, first song for Christmas here. It was our Christmas show. What do you want to hear, dark or happy? Hang on, kind of dark. He goes, that's why I like you. So that's where we're at. So I don't know. So it just connects sometimes.
I love it. The sad songs, I feel like it's hard. It's almost impossible to write a happy song, I feel like.
Ooh, I like that take. Tell me more.
I don't know that many happy songs, because there are like happy sounding songs, right?
Yeah.
That most of the time when you look at the lyrics are sad songs disguised as happy songs.
I was just thinking about looking up the Pharrell lyrics.
Well, so
is that the exception?
So what I'm trying. It's hard to write a happy song that isn't so cheesy.
Uh-huh.
I have one called Happy, but even that's not that happy.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time writing like really happy songs. I can write like fun songs, but and like love songs, but I don't know. Happy songs are hard to write without it sounding dumb.
I remember talking with a buddy of mine, and we had similar music taste. I don't even remember who we were listening to, but one of our favorite artists, and he'd come out with an album that we weren't enjoying and ended up kind of being a flop. And we both looked at each other when we heard it. Probably heard it like 3, 4, 5 times. We gave it a chance, and we looked at each other and we go, "Oh no, he's happy. he's happy. He's happy in life."
That's like I felt that way about Ed Sheeran just put out a new album, and I'm like, wow, he's happy now. I don't know, Ed.
Yeah.
He's got like a loving wife and daughter, and like he's writing about being in love and not about his sadness. Like,
We've talked about that before with you. You got a fan of that? Are you a big fan of this?
I love Ed Sheeran. Yeah, I saw him. I think I probably told you this last time. I saw him at the House of Blues.
Yeah. Won't be playing that place anymore.
It was in 2012 before anyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan. I think he writes very simple folk pop music that is very similar to what I
Such
write.
a command of the stage, though.
Yes,
like, who can do Gillette like by themselves? Like,
it's insane. Well, so now he's done it so much that now with this new album he's going to be doing a band.
Yeah,
which good for him. He needs I would be losing my mind if
Yeah.
the looping and everything is insane. Like
Yeah.
you mess up one thing, you're screwed.
There was one woman in the I'm not familiar with the looping. Who asked for her money back at one of the
Oh
Gillette
my
shows?
God.
Did you hear that story?
No.
This was probably one of the first times he played Gillette. I didn't realize the looping. Well, that was not a live show, so I paid for a live show. He goes, oh, I believe it was
It's
live.
like the most live show I think you could probably
I
get.
know. It is. It's so. Do you use a loop?
No. It's so hard.
Yeah.
I have a hard time. I would rather have a band, I think.
Yeah. So it's cool, right? I have a theory on the loop. Like I like it, but I do think people have a tendency to overuse it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even artists I love.
Well,
Like,
it's one of those things that I don't want to call it a gimmick, but I feel like, I mean, it's so hard to do. So whenever someone does it really well, I'm like, that is just the coolest. I have a buddy, Austin, who all of his shows he loops, and he's like amazing. Like
Right.
he kills it. But at the same time, I'm like, everyone is doing it now, and everyone who can do it. Like I feel like between like Zach Deputy, he's always done it, and like Ed, and I don't know. There's a point where it becomes a little gimmicky.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. Not gimmicky in a bad way, but gimmicky in like that everyone like wants to use a loop.
Yeah.
And I think it does create way more of a sound and everything. But
Definitely. But sometimes less is more.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I don't play with that many people, but last Saturday I played in Dover, right down the street, which was great. Literally like the street over from me.
Oh wow.
At this place called Kara's Irish Pub, and I played there a couple times. My buddy who was playing a show in Hampton, it was like, "What are you up to tonight?" And I'm like, "I'm playing Kara's. You want to come play?" And he just like sat in with me for 2 hours, and we just like jammed.
A duo?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And we never really practiced. He's the guy that records my music though, so like a lot of the time I'll be like, "Oh, we're playing this," and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's
so
fun.
he'll figure that out, but.
That's how Dave and Tim Reynolds were born.
Literally, yeah. Yeah, it was like a breath of fresh air for me to do something with someone else and not have to completely take over the stage.
Could you see yourself being a band guy at some point, or I mean, have you been in the band like before, like a serious one, or you always been singer songwriter, independent?
So the funny thing, I was in a band that it's hard to
We'll
explain.
call it a band, sure.
So in high school, I worked with this guy EJ Willette, who you might
I know EJ very well. Yes.
So EJ was doing this thing. I was taking lessons from him, and then a couple other people. My cousin was taking lessons, and my friend Daniel, and then these 4 other people. And he was like, "Let's all create a little band, and you guys can all play on each other's songs." So we went out and like played shows all around Newburyport, playing each other's songs, and like it was kind of wild. And like I haven't really connected with them all that much. My buddy Daniel, and obviously my cousin,
You connect with him.
But I'm actually playing a show in Dover with one of the kids from the band, from whenever that was, 2010.
Wow.
We reconnected, and he lives in Nashville now, and he wants to do a little tour up here. So
12 years later.
Then I was also in a band that now, I was a bass player for a band that now is like famous. Like my buddy Daniel went on to make this band Toledo, and like they were on like billboards in New York, like Spotify, like they're like they're going for it.
Okay. So, I mean, some people don't want that. I mean, you obviously left, so you probably could have seen that coming and didn't want it.
Well,
but.
so I played with them in like high school.
Yeah.
Like I was, and I'm not a bass player, so I was.
And I'm not a bass player.
I was playing like the root notes, and that was pretty much it.
Well, you faked it long enough. That's good.
That's all I know.
David Corson joining us here live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well out there. Actually, you just said something that was going to triggered a memory there. Oh, I lost it. I had a good point. Touring. God, I hate it when I do that. See, you know what I need? I need the voice memo. Don't forget this point. But yes, hope you're all doing well out there. What's any shows we should know about coming up for you? I always feel like when we have artists on, like people probably want to go see these people. You're taking a little breather, I know.
I know. I'm trying to think of what I have coming up. Nothing like that's that big, but it's a show at Flight Coffee in Dover, and that's not till I think February 26th.
A lot of New Hampshire gigs, huh? New Hampshire.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that with a lot of people.
Well, I live in Dover, so like there's a huge like Portsmouth and Dover
Yeah.
like pretty big on the music. Newburyport used to be, I feel like, very
Yeah.
music oriented, but
I would love
I
to see them
guess-
get some more.
Yeah, it's when I first started, I was playing all around Newburyport, but I think I don't know, Newburyport Brewing Company's really
Yeah.
that's the top.
Yeah. And they do a lot of it. So.
Yeah.
And you got kind of a regular stay there. Say that one more time. What time?
Yeah, so I'm doing every other month. I think it's the first Thursday of every other month. So February,
Yeah.
was it April? Yeah.
I find Thursday's a big night for me to check out live music when I do get to go out, and I find
Yeah.
they always have kind of a solid act. On
Well,
Thursdays.
they're like basically said to me, they were like, we're moving towards bands and duos, and I was like, is there any day I messaged Chris, and he was like, oh yeah, for you, I'll get you in on a
Oh, as
solo.
opposed to just a singer-songwriter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, oh yeah, we'll have you in on
Cool.
on Thursdays. So
Oh, I remember what I was thinking of. You still keep in touch with EJ Roulette?
I not really.
Not really, yeah.
It was not the greatest. Like, we had like all of us kind of had a falling out with him a little bit.
Oh, really?
I always like
Musicians?
it was just like a whole drama filled thing that I don't know. It was really
Well, we won't get into
yeah.
that.
It was really immature at the time. But of course, that was 10 years ago. So
we don't hold grudges.
No.
Congrats, EJ. He's on a
no, he's killing
he's
it.
on a Grammy song that just got Linda Chorney got nominated for a
nice.
Grammy, and he played on it and produced it. So, congrats to EJ. Although they canceled or postponed, I guess is the phrasing, the Grammys again. So.
Yeah, indefinitely.
Yeah, so that's I don't know. Hopefully, I mean they're gonna do it. They don't miss the
Yeah,
Grammys, so
no.
they'll figure a way to do that. But no, very cool. Any artists you picked up during the pandemic? Anybody you're liking, new artists or?
That's a good question.
It's a tough
A
one.
lot of like kind of underground people. I'm sure the instant I walk out of here, I'm like, oh, this guy. My favorite artist put out a new album that is phenomenal.
And who's that?
Noah Gunderson.
Oh yeah, I know. No,
He,
my wife likes Noah.
yeah,
Gunderson.
his
I do
newest
too.
album is phenomenal.
Okay.
But I can't think of a lot. Like Phoebe Bridgers, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
everyone she's on a song on the Noah
What was that one
album.
like just right at the beginning of the pandemic that she came out that was like exploding?
Motion Sickness, I
I
think
think
it was.
so. Yeah, that was a great
She
song.
came out of nowhere. It was
Yeah, I
kind
know.
of insane. Now she's. Oh, I'll tell you, Bo Burnham.
Okay.
Have you seen that Netflix special?
I haven't.
You gotta watch the Bo Burnham Netflix special. It has some great tunes on it. Like it is
alright.
kind of amazing.
All right, good to know. I'll take you up on that. I'm always looking for the next Netflix thing. Have you seen the Beatles documentary yet?
I have not.
I haven't either, actually.
Definitely. I've never been a big.
I don't know why I
Beatles
think that's a
fan,
fun
but
question. No, I haven't. Have you? No, I haven't.
But I think I would really.
Wait a second. You have not. You're not a big Beatles fan.
I'm not that. Well, I mean, obviously, I like certain songs, but they were never, my like main thing. But
So I get that.
it's
but-
Peter Jackson doing it, so I love Lord of the Rings. So.
Yes, there you go. Well, it's funny because like I always think for this, like I was talking to that younger cousin, the video gamer, the other day. Like I was actually thinking about, we had a music conversation. He was talking about like bands he's into, and I did actually think of the Beatles. I wonder like when bands like that kind of like, cause I don't know. I mean, the radio's not there. Like that's the only reason why I kind of got into the Beatles. Like I was still at that age when my parents were blasting the radio, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's the
It
Beatles.
is kind of like the Beatles. I feel like, well, I think a huge reason that the Beatles fell off with the younger audiences, especially me, was that Michael Jackson owned like almost all the Beatles discography, so it wasn't on iTunes for the first like
I remember
maybe
that.
10 years of iTunes. So by the time that happened, I was in high school. I had already found other stuff to listen to.
Yeah.
So, but like if I had wanted to listen, like my cousin was really into the Beatles, so he had like all the CDs and stuff. But that was a huge thing for a lot of people. I feel like
Yeah.
they kind of missed out on like that initial
foundation stuff there.
Yeah. I think they only had like one album on iTunes, which is
I think it was one, right?
Yeah,
The greatest hits.
I'm pretty sure. It was
I think that because I do remember that time period. Yeah, and I was like, "Where's the other stuff, Dad?"
Yeah.
He's like, no, I know they have more.
And that was the only. There was nothing else you could have gone for.
That is interesting. That's funny. It brings back now everything's on Spotify and all that stuff.
Yeah, you can find any song anywhere.
Oh man, well this was fun catching up with you again.
Yeah.
Man. This was good.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed coming in. I always enjoy having that
definitely
conversation
do.
with you. I'll get out and see you on the road here when hopefully one of these Thursdays when you play.
Definitely.
I'm very excited to get back out and see all these artists that I meet, and just I'm gonna have a whole new appreciation for it on the other side of this all day. I mean, it's already happening. People, I go out. I've seen plenty of shows.
Yeah.
Shows seem normal. I think it's gonna be the way of living for a little while. If you're comfortable to do it, you do it. If you don't feel comfortable, we'll see. We'll be ready for you when you come.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the take most artists have, right?
I'm kind of like I've been doing it since the beginning, and I only just now, got COVID, and like I'm vaccinated, everything.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing the best I can, but like I have to make money.
Yeah.
So.
We won't make it political, but the vaccination thing does seem to limit the sickness, right?
It definitely does.
No, I feel like
I wasn't sick at all, so.
I pretty much everybody I've talked to too. So, vaccines are a game changer. I feel like that's a responsible thing to say. I'm not going to apologize for saying that. All right, you want to play us out with one here? We go.
Yeah, let's do
I like the idea of this. David Corson sounding great here. In the studio in Newburyport. I'm very pleased to have this place open and playing music again. And again, thanks to Sarah Blackstone, Sarah Hayden, the two Sarahs holding down the ship here.
I'm gonna tune myself back to where I was.
Well, you're a Will Daly guy. Do you know Chad Stokes in Dispatch?
Yes, yeah.
I remember he had a great line at a show I saw. It's little things that stick with you from shows. He was doing this, and he looked at the crowd, and he goes, "I tune because I care." Just like a subtle line, but I thought it was great for some reason,
Funniest story is I have this really good friend from high school, and she obviously knows I like play music and everything, and one day she just dropped this knowledge that he's her cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
She was like, I was at my cousin's show last night. I was like, "Oh, who's your cousin?" I'm like, "Oh, Dispatch?" I'm like,
another kind of Will Daly story of like,
wait a second,
bands that could be massive but decided not to.
Well, they had their big. The General is like very well known by most people, I would say, but yeah, they didn't really. Who wants that? Honestly, like who wants to?
The fame.
I don't want the fame. That just sounds awful.
So I've had a chance to interview him. He's a incredibly sweet guy. Everything. You never want to be disappointed by. In my case, he might be my favorite songwriter right now.
He is.
It's unbelievable.
I love them. I think they're amazing.
And it's not just Dispatch either. His solo stuff, like he's got that group, the Pintos, he tours with. The state radio stuff I liked back in the day.
Radio, yeah.
He's got just he writes unbelievable songs, and so I'm hoping to get him in here too.
That'd be sweet.
I was thinking I might have a crowd here when he comes in.
That would actually be like a what's it called?
The NPR.
NPR one.
Everybody says that. You got a real tiny desk feel. I was like, it's my own desk.
That'd be so cool.
All right. Well, David Corson, man, it was good to see you again. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man.
I'll play you guys my newest song I've written, which was back in July.
Perfect. Summertime song on a winter day here in Newburyport. I'm going to let him play us out, actually. Live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Be good, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. David Corson, take it away, my man.
Waking up to your touch on my body, like I just can't get enough. I can't tell if it's love, but your lips are what I've heard the gods speak of. I feel scared like before, but that makes me think that I want more. Maybe it's different this time, 'cause I never wanted something that's too hard to miss. I gotta be honest, my heart beats faster when you walk in, and I've never had a love Something is too hard to miss. I will save all my money so I can spend it all on you. And you can fake that you love me just as long as I have something to hold on to. Maybe it's different this time, 'cause I never wanted something that's too hard to miss. I gotta be honest, my heart beats faster when you walk in, 'cause I've never had a love like this. There's something that I just can't forget, 'cause I never wanted something that's too hard to miss. I never wanted something that's too hard to miss. I gotta be honest, my heart beats faster when you walk in. And I've always dreamed of a love like this, something that I just can't forget. Guess I always wanted something that's too hard to miss.
Nicely done.
Thank you. That was
All
awesome.
right, man. Well done.
Thanks for having me.